and I studied painting originally. But it was 2D, flat paintings. Then an English man visited the area of Japan where I grew up. He was offering dance workshops for deaf and disabled individuals. As a deaf person, I'd never thought about doing dance. But I thought I would give it a try. And I was amazed because it's a form of three-dimensional art, not flat. And that's how I started my journey in the dance world. I then moved to Britain for the chance to work with a company called Can Do Co. They're a company that are a mixture of disabled and non-disabled dancers. But it was mostly people with physical disabilities. But I don't have a physical disability. So what does deafness really mean? Deafness links to senses, the five senses: taste, touch, smell, sight, sound. And I think that's why I'm so linked to the other senses and how they can be used to create art. So Deafscapes of Gaia began as a response to climate change. We only have one world that we all have to share together. And so the four elements are the start of everything. Water, for example. I've always been so interested by the concept of whale song. And I dreamed that one day I would go onto a boat, scuba dive, and be able to touch a whale and feel the whale song through vibrations. This has always been my dream. Dream that I could swim into one of the bubbles coming from the whale and put my head in the bubble and feel the song. So I always wondered what whale song was like. I was really lucky to work with a university professor who specialises in whales, and he told me so much about whale song, but especially the communication between the mother and the baby whale, which you might have seen in Nicola's performance. And also you may have seen the male whale singing his song to try to attract a female mate. So the communication between the mother and baby is very gentle, very delicate between the two of them. I found this so interesting. So then I ended up speaking to another university professor called Sophie. She is an expert in coral reefs. She explained that coral reefs are actually very loud and noisy. They also both explained about how human-created sounds are destroying the underwater lands. I learned all this information and I used this to create the narrative you saw today. As deaf people, we have our own internal rhythm and sound. And that's what you were able to see today. It created the visual vernacular and the sign language that you saw today, and it becomes its own form of music.
A dire la verità, il lavoro insieme a Chisato è stata una bella sfida. Inizialmente abbiamo preso i primi contatti a distanza in videochiamata, mi ha spiegato un po' i contenuti generali del suo lavoro, quindi i significati, le metafore, il testo e la sua ricerca che aveva fatto sino a quel giorno. Mi ha dato tutte queste informazioni. Il tema dell'acqua che lei aveva selezionato, del mare, l'ho trovato subito estremamente adatto per la comunità sorda. Però quando ci siamo poi incontrati e trovati insieme e abbiamo proprio analizzato dettaglio per dettaglio, mi sono meravigliato di quanta ricchezza di suoni ci fossero sotto il mare e noi non ne fossimo assolutamente a conoscenza. Tutte queste informazioni arrivatemi, ho provato a trasformarle in qualcosa di visivo, perché ho un'esperienza estremamente importante in visual vernacular, perciò con la mia esperienza e le sue informazioni ho tentato veramente di creare qualcosa.
So this isn't just a one-off performance that we have created. We have been filming what we have created together, and we will edit it together, montaggio, to create an art installation performance.